is my guest. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ma. Thank you for having me.
Once again, like I had said to you before our microphones came on, many thanks really for pulling you out of the busy schedule. Today is really that day. Lots of weddings today. People are tying the knots, making it official. And I pulled you out of something very special, but I'm hoping that after the program you'd have time to go back there and be
Of course,
reunited.
yes, thank you.
Okay, so before we start talking today on the art of wooing, I'll tell you now that there are tickets on this show. I repeat, there are tickets to win on the show. Courtesy Carter Cinemas. They're at Pleasure Park here in River State. And there's also tickets to Made in Obiakpo. Tickets also. I think in about 10 minutes I would open up the phone lines. I just have very simple questions, right? Very, very simple questions for you. You'd answer them and you just have fun this weekend. Anyways, welcome once again to the program. My name is Ife, and my guest once again, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Alright, Pastor Samuel, let's begin with, in your terms, what wooing is. What is wooing? And then, who should engage in the art of wooing? You know why I asked the question, who should engage? Because I'm a lady, right? And there are times certain kind of people would approach me. Maybe it's the age, or maybe it's some other factors. But then I look at them and I say, why? Who even tells you that you should be with a lady? So I think that consciousness, that understanding, that I feel it's not everyone who should be wooing. I think that's why I'm asking the question. First off, what is wooing? What does it mean to woo? I think the regular term we use is toasts.
Yeah.
But we're not bread.
Wooing.
Yeah, that toast.
It's more encompassing.
Okay.
But somebody may not open his mouth to toast, and he's wooing.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. It's like, dropping the size.
Yeah. Somebody may not say anything, yet he's wooing. So, quickly, wooing is a process or act of gaining one's attention for the sake of love, or strategizing to gain love, especially for the purpose of marriage.
Okay.
When someone is gaining the attention of somebody, or gaining the love attention of somebody for the purpose of marriage, that's a win.
For the purpose of marriage.
Yes, it's important.
It's important.
It's important.
For the purpose of marriage,
Yeah.
just marriage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think that should answer the other question.
Okay.
Who should engage in?
Okay, thank you. Who should engage in wooing? Those who are ready for marriage. That's the truth.
Okay.
If I'm not ready, why am I wooing? If I'm not ready and I'm wooing somebody, I'm causing distraction to my career, to my work, and so many things.
Some people would say that you're just probably trying to get some experience. They say experience is the best teacher. And if you get the experience yourself without necessarily asking, how did this one happen to you, it would help. It could help. Yes, so I think that's one reason why some people want to, have a few relationships, date, before they finally settle. You don't seem to agree with that line of narrative.
To be sincere,
Yes.
a lot of people woo today that are not ready for marriage. The problem we have with wooing today is majority of those who are wooing are not ready for marriage. There's some are even wooing for the sake of having probably a side relationship.
Wow.
Not for the purpose, because from my little understanding, wooing, you are trying to gain somebody's love so that at the end of the day you might get married to the person. The person will be comfortably say yes to your proposal, to your toast, like you said the other time. But in this case,
yes,
a lot of people that are wooing today are not wooing because of marriage. We had a lot of people that are wooing just to have a fun of relationship. That's the truth. And that's why wooing seems to be complicated today. Seems to be complicated. So wooing is the act of getting somebody's attention of love for the purpose of marriage. Who should woo? Those who are ready. Probably in the next couple of years, 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you are ready to get to tie the knot, and you are a potential person
out there.
Yeah.
The single Pringles, can you get this?
Yeah.
the intent, yeah, the person has to know that they're ready for marriage, and that's the person who should approach quickly. This is a very, very complicated one. Who should approach the person? We're not modern time now, right? Well, times have changed. It's a different dynamics now. Women now approach men, unlike then when it was just strictly the men approaching the women. It's different now. Let me get your reaction to that.
Thank you. Even beyond that, before now, some people are woo on behalf of others.
Oh, that's also true.
If I trace the history of marriage back then, some parents woo for the sake of their son and daughter. Now, but gradually that is phasing out. Now, gradually we moved into era whereby men are the ones that are wooing. Today, ladies are wooing. To be candid, we can't throw away our culture as an African person. We can't throw it away. Now, it's difficult for an African lady to directly woo a man. That's where we maybe to delve into different forms of wooing.
Wow!
Because we have a direct wooing, we have indirect wooing. Now, to be candid, if a young lady is set for marriage and probably there's a potential husband around her, and the eyes of the young man is not open, I mean the man thinking of marriage.
Why is eyes closed?
So many things. Now, temperament, culture, religiosity, so many things can be responsible for that. Some men are so engrossed with religious activities that they will forget that one day they have to get married.
Oh my goodness.
Some men are engrossed with their career and they are not thinking of relationship. Meanwhile, they needed the relationship. Because you don't need to get to when you are supposed to get married before you now begin to think of who will I get married to, who are the people around me, who are the potential ladies around me. You don't need to wait till them. But there are some men that are so preoccupied with so many other things that didn't allow them to see why they should woo. Now, if a young lady, brilliant, sees such a man, there's nothing wrong. The lady do some level of wooing.
Okay.
This time, not direct.
Not direct? Oh my God. Because let's take some time there. Because come on, these days, it's sort of really helpful and very productive if it's direct. Take, for example, you slide into his DMs. That's what we use now. On X, you just, slide and you just throw a very simple compliment. Lovely skin, nice hair, great smile. That happens now, and that's direct.
Okay, thank you. The one I call indirect, might be by attitude, character, behavior, packaging. Now, if you know a man that you love this man and you want to get his attention, if you know what he likes, there's nothing wrong. Dress the way he wants.
Wow.
There's nothing wrong. Move around, showcase. There's nothing wrong with that. Sincerely, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, indirectly, you are wooing the man. The man's eyes will be so this lady is here. Or before you know it, you'll be thinking about the lady, then the man will now be the one to do the direct. While the lady is doing indirect, just making herself visible to the man or for the man, then the man take the step from there. That's why I say there are different forms of wooing. A lady can woo, a man can woo. But in Africa, we believe that a man should be the one to woo directly. It's wrong for a lady to indirectly woo. There are other systems, like you mentioned the other time. Probably you just slide into
DM. That's what like this. Lovely comments you just drop there. I think you're a very intelligent man, and then you begin conversations.
Exactly.
Okay, but then why is wooing important to dating and also to relationships?
Thank you. Wooing is important to dating. Wooing is important to relationship. There's something my school of thought.
All right.
I want to differentiate between dating and courtship.
Courtship. Okay.
When it comes to dating, you are not yet engaged. You are not focusing on a person per se. There are potentials around.
Okay, so let me just ask a question now.
Okay.
When you say potentials around, so probably you're a lady, and then you probably have like 3 guys who are interested in you.
Exactly.
Communicating with you, expressing their interest in you. But you have not expressly picked one.
Exactly.
This is whom I want to be with.
Exactly.
Alright?
That's
dating.
That's dating. To me, that's dating.
Alright?
When we move up to the level of courtship, such a lady must have concluded.
She must have cut ties.
Exactly that. This is the guy I'm going for. Then at that moment, you are not developing a relationship with the guy with the eyes of the future. How will the future look like with this guy and I? We now begin to build things together, get to know each other properly and deeper. What's his vision? What is his like? What is his dislike? And so on and so forth. That's where we take it up. So that's when we dive truly and fully into courtship. Meanwhile, wooing is the younger brother to dating.
It's the younger brother.
Yeah, to dating. By my own terminology. Because you can, it's a free word. You woo this, you woo that, and before you know, and you don't just woo anybody. Since I have added it to it that wooing is getting somebody's love for the purpose of marriage.
Yes.
So you have that behind your mind when you are trying to woo.
Yes.
So that will give you a guide. Now, if this one is not a potential husband to me by my standard, there's no point wooing. So
That's the question now I wanted to ask.
that's where the young
case,
people of our days are missing it.
in the case of dating, like how long is there like a time frame? How long can you say I'm dating a guy to get to know if I can be in a relationship with this guy? How long? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or probably on the first date you ask basic questions so you can know from there and that there's no need to meet up again.
I think it depends on geographical distance. It depends on where they are meeting.
Wow,
That's the truth.
really?
For instance,
But we meet a lot online these days.
oh, it's very risky.
Wow.
Online dating is very risky. To me, I can say it's maybe 1 or 2 out of 100 that may probably get to the peak.
Wow.
Because if I'm online, there are things I will not project. If I'm online and I'm chatting with somebody, there are pictures I will not post. Even if I want to post it, I will do some.
Yeah, some editing.
Exactly.
Just up it.
Exactly. Compared to probably somebody in my department, in my school.
Hey, Pastor, this thing you are saying is shattering the hope of someone that feels like they can find their love somewhere across the seas. Because that actually is the time they are in now.
It's possible. But
People just go from work, home to work. They have very few extracurricular activities. So it's sort of difficult to meet people. Hence the whole connections and everything with modern dating online. You say it's risky.
to me, it's risky.
Okay.
It's risky. And if we're going to take away the risk, we're going to add more time to the period of dating and courtship. We may meet online, it's not wrong.
Okay.
We may meet online, we can start up a relationship online.
Yes.
But we should not take our conclusion online. We must graduate to physical contact.
Okay. I think we'll just you were trying to define relationships and then dating also before you tell us why it's important.
Yeah. Now, why is it important now? Thank you. Wooing is very important. Dating is very important before we get into marriage or to relationship, because it gives you that's a platform for attraction. Let me put it that way. That's the best platform for attraction. I have likes, I have dislikes, I have specifications.
That's one word we use now.
Yes.
It's not my spec.
Yeah. Now, the spec I have
Yes.
will get me attracted and get the person attracted to me. So if she meets up with a certain percentage of my specs, then I'll give a second look. If I meet you probably for the first time and there is no connection, you are not meeting any aspect of my specification, then there's no point giving my attention. I just greet and pass. But if probably I have XYZ as my spec, my specification, and I'll look at it again and again, I'll go and come back. I want to get more from the person, get more information about the person, so that we can connect, we can start up, we can ignite the fire of relationship.
Singles move around. Singles move around. Oh my goodness! You see, next year, just put yourself out there. If you don't find someone this year, even this year, there's still time. Move around. Make that decision to move around. It's really important.
It's important.
I want to open up the phone lines now. If you want to be a part of this conversation, or you want to win a ticket this weekend to go see a movie at Kada Cinemas, 0702 500 2007. Again, it's 0702 500 2007. And this one, you can also call 0907 084 9073. I'm not sure you got the number. Let me take it again. 0907 084 9073. Both phone lines are open, so you can join in. I would love to hear from you. Probably more like a grand gesture. Yeah, especially if you're married now. Was there something the hubby did, or maybe the wife in her dropping the hints here and there? Was there something extra that he did that made you feel like, wow, come on, I'm so wowed. She has caught my attention. This is my eyes all wide open. I can't see you now. I can't see you. Was there something that happened at that time? I'd love for you to please share your experience on the show. I still have questions for you, but this one is a little bit off. Is there a time frame? Like I've heard of cases where you hear a lady say, this guy has been wooing me for 6 years. You saying it out loud is funny. This guy has been on my matter for 2 years now. You see, if I just give him a chance now, he'll just change. He'll just turn to a different person entirely. So for some people, that's one reason why they are not quick to tell a guy, yeah, this is it. It's you and I now, and we can begin preparations for much later.
Yeah, there should be a time frame. But ideally, there is no official time frame.
So a guy can wait, girl, and he can wait for that. He can stay for that period of time.
It depends on the level of life in which he is.
Wow.
There are some guys that probably they start their early starter in their career, and at 23, 24, they are done with school, they are done with service, and they still have plenty years before they can settle down. Such a man have more ample time to, if you want to wait for 3, 4, 5 years,
wow,
he can have it. Meanwhile, there are other men that probably they are late starter, and maybe they're already 28, 29, 30. Some men are 35. You can't compare how much time a 25 years young man and 35 years young man have.
Okay.
10 years difference.
Yes.
So a 25 years young man may still be able to afford 3, 4, 5 years waiting for a particular lady if he sincerely want to wait for her.
And you're saying there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the time factor.
It's not just the time factor, because there are some underlying factors that will be affected, and probably their eyes should be open to it. That's the truth. Because if a young man of 35 is ready to wait for 5 years for somebody, it may not be the right decision.
Okay.
It may not be the right decision, because by the time you get attention and approval after 5 years, you'll be 40. Now, which means by the time you will be retiring, you may still be having maybe your first or the second or the third child. They are still nursing. They are not yet on their own. That's where the danger lies.
Okay.
So it's better not to elongate unnecessarily the period of wooing, dating, and courtship. It's not necessary to elongate it unnecessarily. So there are some other factors that should determine that. Like I said the other time, if they are in a different geographical locations and they truly want to know each other, having met on maybe on Facebook or online,
yes,
and on any dating whatever
yes,
platform,
yes,
by the time they should be able to create a rapport where they can meet physically. Now from there, we take it to the next level of how we can meet each other as fast, as easy as possible. Maybe somebody is in Port Harcourt, somebody is dating is in Bonny, and it's not somewhere, and both of you are working at different places.
yes.
You may not be visiting Bonny every day. It's not possible.
Yes.
Or somebody is in Lagos, you are in Port Harcourt, and you are dating. You may not visit each other every day. Now, at that point, thank God for technological devices. We can embark on that and communicate daily, do video calls, and make sure we are. But even still on that, there's a need for physical contact. Visit unannounced and announced.
All right.
So as to know other things that are necessary.
It is that table you're shaking, sir. Unannounced and announced.
Yeah.
Please, the men, you heard that. Unannounced and announced. Don't make an issue out of the fact that she decided to come unannounced. Please don't. And this one now, is it wrong for the lady to feel like she wants something really grand? You know, in while he's wooing her. Maybe she wants some grand, experience. It has to do the extra because she feels like she's extra. And then there are some women actually that feel that way about themselves. Hey, this is not an ordinary thing for me. So, he should just go the extra mile. I should really see it that, come on, he's very interested in me and he's ready to shut all of them out. Is it wrong?
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong. However, I also put a warning.
All right.
It depends on the age of the lady.
Oh my life! Oh my God, really?
A 21 years old lady can do that and get away with it. If somebody who is already 28, 30 wants to show grand for a man for 5 years, he's going to tell on her.
Wow. You know the reason why some ladies sound like this? It's just, there's a saying that Nigerian men are not romantic. And you said it yourself that this is the phase where attraction and all of that sort of happens.
Exactly.
So if you cannot really tell, if there's nothing extra that this man can do to show he's a romantic one, what makes you so sure that there's going to be some sprinkle of romance much later?
That's why the lady needs to do some work. Now, at that moment, she uses all her senses. She should not depend only on what the guy is telling her. She should make some findings, make some investigations about the guy to know if this guy is real or not, to know if this guy will be this or that. Whatever you want, investigate about it.
Okay.
Then when you come around, push him, give him platform to express himself so as to know whether he's fit or he's not fit.
10:38 a.m. Time really, really fast today. 0907-084-9073 and 0702-500-2007. The program is Wedding Banter, happening here on Wish 99.5 FM, Nigeria's business radio. My name once again is Ifoma Onwebute, and my guest is Pastor Samuel Ajayi. All right, sir. Now let's help some young men. And also some women, like you had mentioned earlier, they can drop hints. What there's a name we call them. I think I'll remember that one later. But some hints, some tips, some strategies for women, especially if it's someone that they know that in the relationship, in the romantic context, they're really interested in this person. They want to invest time, they want to invest their love in this person. How do they go about it?
So for the young man?
Yes. To woo now.
To woo?
Yes. Because I think you had mentioned a few things about what the woman can do to get herself visible, to make herself attracted to the man.
To the man. So the question now is...
For the man now.
Yeah. Yes. What he should do?
Yes. No, take your time please to answer this one, because I'm a lady, a single pringle, right?
Yeah.
And I honestly, the approach these days is alarming. I don't know if it's the whole modern thing. The approach these days is crazy. Some walk up to you like, of course they're humans, they walk up to you all fine, but their later statements, it's like the first line that comes out of the mouth. You just wonder, where are you from again? I thought this was supposed to be a phase where you are supposed to do something to make me see that you are an attractive person. But by your words, I'm not in any way, you don't sound intelligent. You have not just showed me in any way that you are an intelligent person. So why should I even want to proceed and drop my number?
The truth of the matter is, I don't know where some young men or young guys are getting their idea from.
Are you saying it was different back in the days?
To be sincere,
really?
The way people are wooed today, and they want to dramatize it.
Yes.
They want to make it special, and to be candid, a lot of young ladies are not even interested in the way they are taking it.
Let me just really calm down now and tell you something that happened recently. So somewhere I just met someone and he seemed to be interested in me. I'm a lady, I could tell. So we shook hands and he said he was a friend of mine and I'm supposed to do a quick introduction, right? And then after I'd done that, much later he comes to me and he says, "Are you single?" And I've not even answered the question. And the next thing he says is, "You know what? Amongst the leagues of boyfriends you have, I want to be amongst them." I was like, that's insulting. That's so insulting. There are days that you hear things like that. You just go home and then you see that man, the one for me, just find me now, please. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. This is too much to take in.
You know, there was a place we started from.
Yes.
When we defined wooing, we attach something to it, a statement. We say, with an intention of marriage. Once this is lacking, we're going to see more of all these things that are not properly packaged.
Wow.
That's the truth. Because for a young man to say, okay, amongst the boyfriend you have, I want it's not coming for marriage.
Wow.
He want to do a playboy and just move on.
The gods. The gods. I was speechless. I was raised. You could tell I was really upset.
Many young guys are not really focused today. They don't know exactly what they want. They want to play around, and many ladies they are approaching are not the ones that want to play around. So there's no how, there will be no connection because the purpose are not the same. The motive, the intent are not the same. For a young lady that is looking towards or forward to a reasonable future and future partner, and somebody is coming to make such a statement, such a lady even will be scared of giving attention to the next young man that will be coming to excuse her. So these are things that some of the young men don't know that they are causing in this society.
Alright, but what now is the proper way, for this young man that cleans up really nice, sleek kind of guy to go on and, talk to the woman, I like your kind of conversation.
There is nothing wrong. It starts from inside.
Oh.
A young man sees a lady he likes.
Yes.
And he must first make himself acceptable by his posture, by his dressing, by his speech,
you can say
by his composure.
You can say
all these things are very, very important.
Oh my God, let's go over it again.
So if a young
his
man,
confidence matters, please.
If a young man sees a lady he likes, and he wants to, okay, this lady can be my wife, there must be a good composure. He must be able to comport himself before the lady. He must be able to package himself rightly. He must be confident.
That's why you should brush up and I'm not supposed to be having a conversation with you who says you're interested in me and there's an odor. It's
something else. It's something else.
Alright, so that builds confidence.
Exactly.
And then you use that confidence and then you approach the lady. And then you actually utter the right words.
Exactly. Exactly. There's nothing bad in saying, oh, hello.
Wow.
There's
as simple as that.
Saying hello.
Okay.
Most of the ladies, once a man is saying hello, so most time they know where he's going.
Alright.
But most time from the experience they want to at least let him talk. Let him prove himself. Let's hear what he has to offer. Okay. Especially when such a lady has been faced with diverse experiences of different young guys. She may not know where this one is coming from. So let's hear what this one have to offer.
Alright.
However, for a young man, being simple, straightforward. There's no hello. Oh. Give a compliment.
Okay. Starts there. There must be something you can compliment.
Exactly.
On. You could even use the weather. It's a beautiful day. These lines like you probably fell off from the sky and angel. Doesn't it really work now? I think back in the days it actually did work on.
I think young guys should learn from that and should stop all this. It is no longer working. Young ladies are no longer naive and probably can just say this and they just accept and believe it. No, it's simple.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about about the role communication plays in the process of wooing.
Okay.
We've talked a little on it now.
Okay.
But probably let's just extend a little the role communication plays in the place of wooing. We have just a few minutes on the show. It's almost 11. Alright, so we'll stay there, and then much later, when we wrap up on the conversation, then we'll look at some other things like red flags, what you should watch out for whilst the dating is ongoing. Please go on, sir.
Thank you. Rules of communication.
Yes.
Now, there are verbal communication. There are non-verbal cues.
Okay.
I say this often. Anytime I have opportunity of talking to young people, you don't wait until the young man will tell you everything.
Really?
You don't wait until the young lady will tell you everything.
So these days there are things like ghosting. There are things like disappearing. There are things like disappearing. Some crazy kind of stuff. You don't even understand where it's coming from. And all you want someone to be in a relationship with. And this person is already acting like they're interested in you. And then the conversation began fine with the hello, and you look beautiful, lovely hair. And then you exchange contact. You're chatting probably on the green app tonight. By tomorrow they just disappear. And honestly, they feel like that's some form of communication. They feel that it's very confusing, isn't it? It's very confusing. So I'm thinking that's why we should just probably establish really the role it plays and why it's important. I mean, what should be said.
Thank you. Why we're moving to the inside of a relationship, there are basic things that we should begin to discuss. Communication is very, very important. We cannot overlook or downplay on verbal communication. Oh, how are you? How are you doing? What are this? We should know about each other. What's your vision? Which career line are you going?
Okay.
How are you feeling about it?
Yes.
And these days, from my experience with the young people, they lack these areas of communication. They just want to say, probability.
Oh yes.
It's good to ask if he has eaten. What are you doing now?
Yeah.
Are you lying down? Are you sitting up? It is a sign that there are no much things you have to discuss. Now, there are probably, what's your next line of action concerning your career? Are you a student? What are you doing? What do you want to study after this? Where do you like to work? What do you like to do? How do you want to live your future, your life? There are so many things we are discussing. Now, why doing that? Now, we also listen to the non-verbal clues. Let me talk to the ladies.
Oh, this is for us.
Yes.
Oh.
A young man, and you are probably contemplating of even opening up your heart.
Yes.
Or probably you've opened up your heart.
Yes.
He will always tell you some things you want to hear. But you should not limit yourself to that level of communication. Yeah. You should be able to look at the non-verbal communication, like how does he carry himself? How does he behave? Now, when he's angry or he has a different opinion from your own opinion, how does he express it?
Oh wow, ladies, don't say Wish FM didn't do anything. You see, today we've done lovely. This is beautiful. Thank you very much. Will you continue? But I just saw now that we missed the call. 0702 500 2007. I promise to not miss it this time. Please call 0702 500 2007 and 0907 084 9073. Now, sir, on the non-verbal communications, the things the woman should look out for.
Thank you.
Right?
A young man is getting angry or have a different opinion. He hasn't even seen your parents. He hasn't married you, and he's getting angry and he's shouting.
Oh.
I once asked a lady in my office, how many times has this man slapped you? She couldn't count. You are not yet married to him, and he's already slapping you. You have lost hand. I say, something must be wrong with you. Something must be wrong with you. Now the point I'm making is, check how he manages his emotion. There's something called emotional intelligence. Your ability to manage your emotion and ability to manage the emotion of people around you. Very, very important. So if a young man will not be able to manage his emotion, he's getting angry and he's acting as if he will slap the young lady, that's communication.
But sir, that's physical. In this our modern time now, I think one way to really check a person's emotions is how well or how fast they're quick to go on personal information on social media.
Okay.
Especially on the green app, they're just updating everything that's happening. in my opinion, such a person is not emotionally mature.
Okay.
And you may not see it at the moment, but much later you may regret it. Because at that point, a lot of people can, swipe up and give them different kinds of advice that would not be good for a relationship. But if you're emotionally mature enough to know that I can hold this in and find the right people to talk to about, because that's one issue, yes, with the young people we are dating early phases. But let's concentrate, sir. Let's concentrate on little, on the fact that it's wrong. It's wrong to begin a conversation with a person you say you're interested in, and then you start to feel like there's no need talking to them right now. Why? Because you want them to miss you.
So that they feel how important it is. Wow.
I really want her to really miss me. So for 2 days, I will not. There's no need communicating. If I would just say hi, let me just say hi, alpha. Let me just say that it's crazy. It just makes you feel like, is this person joking around? And that's one thing a lot of people are seeing and experiencing these days.
To be candid, it's immaturity.
Alright.
It's immaturity. There's nothing you are probably jumping away from, ghosting from. There's nothing. And it doesn't show you as a mature person. It doesn't show you as a serious person. And it doesn't show you the person that you are relating with will not get the best even out of you. What reason will you give to him or her?
Imagine. So I just want you to miss me, so I won't be in touch. Or probably when the guy calls the lady, she starts to give him an attitude. Alright, fine. I'm alright. That is okay. You're not eating. You don't want to communicate because you want him to feel there's an issue going on. It's just, I tell you, when some people talk about, some things they go through. I had a friend recently say, I'm going to get a basket now, and for anyone whom I'm trying to get to know, to see if I can date, immediately they come visit me, I'm going to drop their phone somewhere because we're not even communicating. The moment we just say hi to each other, I just observe that's all. They're now on their phones and they're beginning to send me different kinds of reactions and everything on social media. But I want to know you. It's the wooing process. I'm getting to know you.
We get to know each other when we talk.
Yes.
When we communicate. Communication is the one that gives us opportunity to know each other. Now, talk about this topic. In process of talking, you get to know the intent, who the person is really in. So once you are able to create opportunity for effective communication, then you'll be able to build future in a better way together.
Alright, so let's quickly give out advice now to wrap up on the show. For someone who may have experienced it rough in wooing, especially for the males, for someone who had experienced it rough, is there something you can say to them to help boost their confidence once again and improve their skill?
As I was saying that, I just have remember a scenario where a young man said, I will not talk to ladies again.
Oh my gosh.
Because he actually met wrong ladies.
Oh my goodness.
That showed him, and
hey.
Confidence is very important. For a man to woo a lady, you need a love of confidence. And once your confidence is destroyed, then you may not be able to confidently do anything. So every lady will not be the same. What such men need to know is that life is not all the same to every lady and to every man. That the one lady has probably reacted or acted in a particular way doesn't mean others will act the same way.
Right.
Put yourself together, gather yourself together, build your confidence, repackage yourself, and move on.
Right.
And then you'll be able to do better.
Okay, John, I don't know, John or Emeka, your marker is waiting for you. Just that confidence once again. They're all not the same, yeah? When you meet her, honestly, she'll be so happy that you are approaching her in that context, and it would spark. It would lead to various things. Okay, sir, it's 10:55 a.m. Let's just get your final words, final take on today's topic. It's like win 001, the basics, fundamentals that we should know.
Thank you. Wooing is very important. We cannot overlook it. My last word on this is people should understand the purpose of wooing.
Okay.
That I'm wooing so that probably I can get married to this person. That will guide my attitude and what I do during wooing.
Alright.
That's it.
Okay, and for a lady.
For a lady, thank you.
Yes.
Ladies should understand that they need not to put up attitudes that will push up men. They push off men while they are trying to woo them.
Yes.
Ladies should also know how to probably, if they are smarter and faster than a young man around them, they are that is considered as potential husband.
Yes.
They should be smart enough to make themselves visible without letting themselves down.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. As a lady now, let me just quickly say something, guys. How you look matters. Now, it may not necessarily be dreadlock, but just a neat haircut. A neat haircut. Some ladies would say, I first look at the legs. If it's wearing shoes, it's fine. If it's not wearing shoes, I look at the toenails. Is it clean? Is it neat?
The packaging of the man.
The packaging of
Very
the man.
important.
They see some guys really have great intent towards a lady. The ladies can see that there's love. Right?
Packaging
But the packaging is what just push the ladies
them.
away, and then it's difficult for the ladies to not even consider going back to engage in that conversation that can lead there. So just package yourself, Be confidence. Many times the confidence is even there, but for cases like this one, not really caring how you're dressed at the moment, not really considering the fact that you may not have probably taken care of the mouth. There's no proper oral hygiene, and you're talking. It matters. It matters. Anyways, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pastor
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
It's been my guest. Many thanks. Also to you who's listening right now, many thanks to you. I really appreciate the fact that you spent this 1 hour with us. This program makes a return next Saturday here on Wish 99.5 FM, Nigeria's business radio. My name finally is Ifoma Onwebuti, and we can have our is up next. Stay tuned.